Mark Q, here from Sister to Sister. I'm here in the frigid New York City with the beautiful and lovely Tara Wallace from Love and Hip Hop New York. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. It is freezing. Are you surviving this cold?
I'm surviving. I've been running around, so I don't have a moment to like sit in it. I'm in and out, in and out. So it hasn't really affected me yet. And I hope to keep it that way.
Gotcha, right, because it's freezing now. But you're not originally from New York, are you?
No, I'm originally from a small town called Macomb, Mississippi.
Okay.
That's where I went to high school, but I have to make sure I shout out both places because I don't want any friction in any animosity when I go home.
No beef
I
at
grew
all.
up, and my house was actually in a smaller town called JS.
And then no idea what that is.
Exactly.
It's okay.
But the closest town was Macomb.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm from.
Okay, so how long have you been in New York?
I've been in New York now, I think, 15 years.
Nice, nice. Now, the world was introduced to Miss Tara Wallace, season 4 of Love and Hip Hop, as the longtime girlfriend of rapper Peter Guns. For all the avid watchers, I know everybody knows the show. It has been quite interesting watching you guys. From season 4 to now season 5, you guys have 2 handsome young men, 2 sons together. But in season 4, we kind of saw how you guys were living together, a lovely relationship, and then we see he has a whole nother life going on the side, who actually happens to be a woman, Amina, who's on the show, and she turns out to be his wife. So you guys have a lot going on with that. Moving on to season 5, fast forward, we have them now having a baby together. And we kind of see this storyline unfold a little bit more, and we get to see the reality of what's going on the show. How are you dealing with all of it? Like, as we see you like play out on screen, like how are you and Peter? How are you and Amina? Like, how is it all really working for Tara right now?
You know, I can't say that it's really free in terms of how I got to where I am. It was definitely, a lot of tears, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. You can never prepare for something like this. And, it's not a big deal until you're in it and you spent this many years and you're like, okay, now how do I move forward? But I found that it was the most important for me to really start dealing with what was happening, the facts and where we are, and so that I could begin to move forward. Because, a lot of that, all the emotional stuff that I felt was kind of holding me back. So in order for me to make that jump and move forward, I had to really begin to accept all of it.
Right.
And that means, letting my guards down a little bit, making sure that although I don't think Amina's innocent in it, she did know anything and put the blame where it should be. And, she has a baby now. Our children are siblings.
Right.
And that's never going to change now. So, for my own health, my own emotional health,
Right.
It was something that I chose to do, which was start to build a relationship with Amina.
Okay. And that's very big of you because there's a lot of women who are possibly in your situation, and I'm sure they watch the show, and they see once again things play out, and because it's insane when you move from, because for example like this season, recently I'm an avid watcher once again, like I love the show, and I see Amina kind of reveal to you even more infidelities of Peter, or alleged infidelities, like. It kind of puts you in the mood like, did you really know this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, the additional information that she kind of shared with you, like, did that give you, were you surprised at all?
I was surprised in the respect that she knew those things. If someone's able to do certain things to you, I'm not in a position where I say, well, he's never cheated except for me.
Right,
I probably just don't know them until she said those alleged things. But but then again, it still makes me wonder. Like, it just makes it another element of like, really, what the heck is going on? If this is something
that
you
don't know
knew,
about.
if this is how he was behaving, if you think that's repulsive for him to do, and you didn't know about me, so you said, then it's still repulsive behavior. And then when you did find out about me, it's just like, are you really going to dig even deeper into this? But, and what I say to her is like, hey, at least you know what it is. You know, I didn't know this information, and that's where I think people get like this misconstrued idea that, you know, I was in a relationship where he was just, you know, having these affairs and I'm constantly forgiving him. And I'm like, that's not the case in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, you had no idea.
I had no idea. You know, I was, like any woman, you try to be supportive of the man in your life.
Right.
And when he's having a, you know, what he's saying to you is, you know, he's in some way depressed or unhappy with what's going on in his career, and this place is where he finds inspiration. So you try to be encouraging of that. And he said there's some place that he finds that encouragement. I didn't know that.
He was finding encouragement everywhere.
He was finding a lot of encouragement in that building. But
Gotcha,
you know,
gotcha.
the thing, and what bothers me is if somebody wants to do something, if you're in a relationship with a man and he wants to behave a certain way, there's nothing you can do about it.
He's gonna do it.
He's going to do it. You can say, well, you know, you should do this, you should do this, you should have did this. There is nothing you can do if that is the intent of another individual.
This is true. It's true because you can't control someone else's
You
actions.
can't. You can't.
So what would you do for women, like I said, who watch the show, who are in similar situations? What would be some of your advice to them? Like, what would you tell them?
You know, this is really sad, but sometimes when women we get in a relationship, it really becomes like a part of our lifestyle now. It's like, you know, you make this amount of money a year. That's like how you live your life based on that.
Right.
So we live our life based on how this person is a part of my family, and they can't go anywhere.
Right.
But at some point, you really, really, really have to own who you are and decide what you want.
Exactly.
And if that's not it, or it doesn't fit into what you think should be your life, and you're not getting all the happiness you should get, or the efforts from the other person, then it's so important for you to use me as an example
Right.
and find a different path for yourself.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Which is great advice. I mean, once again, for the ladies out there, Tara letting you know, love you first.